Hey, Delilah? Are you there? Why do you take so long to reply to me? It's very rude, you know. When are you going to start following our family rules, huh? You really need to make sure to finish all the cleaning before you go to work, alright? I've already told you this so many times already.
Hello? Well, I don't really know what you're talking about, Rose. I think you've got this all wrong here. I cleaned up properly before leaving the house, though.
Whoa, you obviously didn't clean very well because there was some dust still left in the window. Delilah, didn't you do it? You're not very observant. You know, you're really a useless wife and daughter-in-law. You can't do anything right, especially when you're cleaning the house. It makes me wonder why my son even married you.
Rose, your expectations are really too high for me. I can't do such a detailed clean on a weekday morning when I'm about to head out to work. It's just not possible. The best time for me to do all the cleaning would be during when I have days off from work and in my downtime. That's when a lot of other people do their chores.
Excuse me? What on earth did you just say to me, little cow? How dare you talk down to me about the rules in my house? You should learn some more manners. You know, back in my day when I married my husband, I had to clean the house thoroughly every day. And he and his parents made sure that I did. Why can't you do that?
But, Rose, it was possible for you to do those sorts of things back then. It's because you were a housewife back then, and so you had the opportunity to do more at home.
Yes, and? So what, Delilah? You only seem to think that making money is the only important thing. You think you can just get out of cleaning? How dare you even speak to me in such a tone like that? Please don't act so arrogant. You can do as much or even more than what I did back then.
I'm not being arrogant in the slightest, Rose. All I try and do is clean the house as thoroughly as I can every weekday morning before work. All I'm saying is how difficult it is to do so much at once. I don't have enough time or enough limbs to do everything at the same time. It's too much, Rose.
If you say so, Delilah, but I will say this one thing. You're very good at making excuses for not doing the chores you should be doing in the house. I really do wish you were a bit cuter like that other girl and just acted more like her. I didn't have to talk to her about all these issues so much.
Huh? What are you talking about, Rose? What girl? Of course I'm not surprised that you're trying to compare me to someone else. Why are you stirring the pot like this for?
Look, all I'm saying is she's a lot cuter than you. Anyway, that's not exactly the point I'm trying to make right now. I can't accept what you're doing as a wife, Delilah. You don't fit into our family dynamics at all. I can't deal with people who choose to not do their part for this family. I'll be ignoring you from tomorrow.
What is this, elementary school, Rose? Ignoring me is like saying to a kid on the playground that you don't like them. This type of harassment is just immature. I am so over you talking down to me when all I ever do is work really hard and try to do my best at cleaning this place. Would you please stop this crap right now?
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell all of the other family members to get in on my game. They'll just all be ignoring you by tomorrow. Once I tell my husband and my son about how you've been talking to me and that you've been disobeying me, they'll all take my side of the story. I'm actually going to go and talk to them right now so that I can always be one step ahead of you. All right, I'm going to get started now. This is going to be fun.
Rose, is this some kind of sick joke? Are you being serious right now? You're just going to turn everyone against me? You're all going to ignore me, even in messages? Rose, I really need you to reply back to me right now. The key for the house isn't opening the door, and I don't get why. Maybe my key has been bent? I don't know. Could you please just come to the front door and open it for me? I'm getting really annoyed standing here. Rose, come on, stop being like this. This game of you ignoring me has gone far enough, and I need to get into the house. If you continue like this, I won't ever get back in, and how is that fair?
What do you want, you stupid little girl? Don't you even know when to shut up? I'm sick of getting all these notifications popping up on my phone. It's a real eyesore.
Please, Rose, I'm just trying to tell you that my key isn't working and that I can't get inside somehow. I physically can't open the door, so please let me in.
Oh, really? Is that so? You can't get in at all? Well, that's a shame, Delilah. It's actually because the house key that you have in that unmanicured hand of yours isn't usable anymore.
Huh? What do you mean it's unusable? I've had this key for ages. Did you seriously just lock me out of the house and didn't tell me that the locks were being changed?
I just said exactly what it means, Delilah. You can't use that key of yours. You're such a terrible daughter-in-law who thinks it's her God-given right to stay in this house and ignore us for 2 years. After all the things you've done, I'm surprised you didn't see this coming. You don't notice things at all, do you? You're a complete nuisance to all of us. I was at the limit of my patience, and I couldn't take your crap anymore. So I just changed the lock on the front door so that you couldn't enter this house ever again.
Wow, you are really not joking, are you? This is unbelievable, Rose. You started ignoring me 2 years ago, not me. I really thought we were getting somewhere when you replied to me. Is this your way of kicking me out of the family? Changing the locks and forcibly throwing me out onto the streets? Is this what you wanted?
Of course this is what I wanted. Isn't it obvious with the lock change? I finally now know that you're just a nuisance, and we don't need you anymore at all. Don't come back here ever again.
Okay, I see what you're doing. You really are an expert at ruining people's lives, aren't you, Rose? Fine, I'll do as you wish. I'll leave and never come back.
Yes, it's about time that you finally disappear and get out of our lives. It's about time that we throw out the biggest trash we have in the house.
But I want to do one last thing before I go. I'd like the opportunity to talk to Will for a little bit. That's the only thing I ask for, so at least grant that, please.
No, that won't be necessary. He understands everything that's going on, and he doesn't want to talk to you. You're just a good-for-nothing wife that needs to leave immediately. I plan on lining up all your luggage tomorrow night, just at the front door there. So if you want all your things back, you need to take it all in the morning, all right?
Hello, my sweet daughter. I hope you're okay today. You've been working so hard at work, so I hope you're resting right now. I'm proud of you. Also, I wanted to message you because I got some vegetables from your Nana today. They're fresh out of her garden and they look great. I was thinking of taking some over to you since there's quite a lot here. Would you like some? When can I come over and give it to you? They're in good condition still.
Oh, hey, Mom. It's good to hear from you. You're very sweet, but I'm sorry. I don't know when would be a good time to take those off your hands.
Huh? What do you mean by that, dear? Are you really that busy to not accept some vegetables? Surely you're not busy next weekend, are you?
Oh, no, it's not really anything to do with me being busy, Mom. Even if you tried to come to the house, I won't be there to receive them, and it would cause too much trouble. What I'd like to happen is for you to wait until I find where I'll be living next before you drop them off to me. It wouldn't be too much of a hassle at that point.
Oh, that doesn't sound good, sweetie. You've not split up from Will, have you? You've not decided to move out of the house, have you? What's going on? I thought that you were both doing well with living together and everything like that. Or are you moving away together? I'll have to get you a housewarming gift then.
No, unfortunately, it's nothing like that, Mom. It's a bit more complicated to explain. I hate to break this to you like this, but I got kicked out of the house I was living in.
You're kidding me, right? What happened, Delilah? Can you give me some more details? Why on earth were you kicked out for? Surely this is some kind of joke, right?
I wish I could say that, Mom, but it's no joke. I was so busy at work that I couldn't clean all the areas in the house thoroughly enough. I was doing it early in the morning. I get scolded for that, and basically the punishment was them ignoring me ever since that happened. It's like I don't exist in that house, Mom.
What the heck? But you work so hard, though. How can someone scold you for cleaning? How long has this been going on for, Delilah?
Well, it's actually been going on for quite a while now, for about 2 years. I just didn't want to tell you because I thought I could handle this situation, but obviously not.
Are you kidding me, Delilah? Have they seriously been ignoring you for 2 whole years? How can a family like that do such a thing?
I really wish I was kidding right now, but it's been so horrible and it's been so lonely in the house. It's like I'm talking to myself when I try to interact with them. I guess they had enough of me talking and just being around, so they thought it was time for me to get kicked out of the house. I've got to go over there tomorrow morning to collect all of my possessions. They told me to come and get in as early as possible, otherwise it might be thrown away.
I can't believe this has been happening to you for the longest time. Darling, you don't deserve that kind of treatment. Why would Will do this to his own wife?
Well, he was also ignoring me, along with both of his parents, and it was just terrible. I never thought he would be like this. I can't do anything about it now.
I remember when you both went to register your marriage. He said that he wanted to take care of you so much, so I don't understand. Delilah, you shouldn't have been putting up with this for so long. Why didn't you come and consult me about it? I'm your mom. I can still help with things like this.
I know that I should have told you. I just didn't want you to worry too much about me, and I thought that I could work this out on my own.
Hey, you don't need to worry about how I feel. I just want you to confide in me about these things. I'm more worried that you're going through something like this. Anyway, let's try and sort things that are happening right now. Please come back here for now until we find you a new place to live, okay? You're able to get your luggage tomorrow, right? You can take a couple of hours from work tomorrow using your leave, right? Or we can get a truck and get them to deliver all the stuff that's been left at the front door to here, so we aren't stressing out about it.
Actually, those are both good ideas, Mom. Thank you so much for helping me out. Again, I'm really sorry that I didn't tell you and that I've dragged you into this.
Hey, there's no need to apologize, sweetie. I just want to make sure that you're going to be okay. We'll get you through this, and they're the ones at fault.
So everything's been sorted out now. We put your luggage right in front of the house, but it looks like you've collected everything. It seems like you've had to deal with so much, and that's just over the course of one day. Oh well, I'm glad you cleaned it all up. That was faster than I expected. You know, even if you came around here tomorrow, you would have been too late. I would have thrown it all away as trash for the garbage truck.
Well, well, well. Would you look at this, everyone? My mother-in-law isn't actually ignoring me and is talking to me. Have you finally quit this charade?
Well, isn't it obvious? Since I'm messaging you right now. You've already left your life in this house, so I've accomplished my goals today. The next time, I want to see you stewing in your own frustration of the situation. Where do you live now anyways? An old rundown hotel? Living on the street?
Are you seriously trying to make fun of me? Are you just going to keep doing this until the end of time? Are you telling me that you want to see me suffer?
Oh, come on, of course I do. You were slacking off when it came to cleaning this house. That's not something I'm going to take lying down. I wanted to ruin your comfortable lifestyle. All you did was sit cross-legged and let everything get dirty and dusty. You used your job as an excuse. You should have shut up and created a nice environment for us all to live in. You really were such a terrible wife and daughter-in-law. But I shouldn't have to tell you that because you should know that about yourself.
I just don't get why I had to do all the work when I have a job. If the chores were to get done while I was working, how come you didn't give that responsibility to Will? He's the one who stays at home all day, and he's got plenty of time on his hands to clean and contribute to the household. It's absolutely ridiculous how he does nothing.
You know, that would have never worked out for my son. He's way too busy doing his freelance work at home. He wouldn't have the time to do chores. There would be no point in asking him because it would very much interfere with the work he's doing. I'm not going to disturb him at home.
Are you insane? He's in the house while he's working. He could easily multitask and do a few chores here and there. You thought it was fine to interfere with my work?
Of course I did. And so what was it that I did? I'm allowed to because you didn't do your part. You belong to us so we could treat you however we like.
You've got to be joking, but I get it. You wanted to be in control of me more, but you're just saying this because you think I'm a nuisance when I'm not. I am very much done with this part of my life if you're all going to treat it as if this is all my fault. I'll say goodbye to Will and break things off with him.
Great. It's about time that you did something like that. I've been waiting for you to do this for ages. Of course we're blaming you because it is your fault.
I see. Whatever you say, Rose. Once I've done that, I'll start arranging all the payment-related matters so that we can get that over and done with. During that process, I want you all to respond to me appropriately so that we can all just move on and not have to see each other ever again.
I don't think that'll be necessary. The payments that you'll be requesting for aren't that much of a big deal anyway. I'll do it just to get you out of my hair. No, just hold on a minute there, Delilah. What on earth is this all about? What's with the stack of bills at the door? I don't understand why they're here.
Look, I've already left the house, so you asking me these sorts of questions at this time is very annoying. Aren't they just charges for things you've bought?
But I don't get it. We've just been going about our lives like we have been for when we kicked you out of the house. I don't see how I'm getting a bill I can't pay for. Literally, every card I've tried to use to pay for things isn't working. They've been blocked with how many times they've declined. I don't have that much cash on me either. How am I supposed to live my life like this from now on if I'm unable to pay for things that we need in this house to live? This makes no sense.
Oh, I get what you're talking about now. I have one thing that I forgot to mention to you all. I changed everything into Will's name so that he became responsible for it. It's now his job to pay for all the credit cards that you use, the utilities, the internet, and everything else in between. It was a very easy process to do, actually.
Huh? He's now in charge of all our payments that we need to make. Since when did this happen? I don't get why he'd have a problem doing that. Hasn't Will been the one paying for all the things that we've been spending up till now? He was forking out all those things for us, right?
Well, actually, in fact, you're very wrong, Rose. You really don't know anything, do you? I've been the one supporting all of your household finances with my job, okay?
That's a complete and utter lie, Delilah. There's no way that someone like you can earn such a high salary. That's absolutely bogus. I don't believe you.
Well, as my former mother-in-law, you might not have known this little piece of information about me, or you just didn't listen or care about what I said. But I'm actually one of the only people in my company that has a high sale performance record, and I'm also a department manager. I also got a sales bonus as well, and so I was supporting you all a lot, but there's no point in me doing that now since I was kicked out of the house.
Okay. So basically, you're just trying to brag about your income. Am I supposed to be impressed? If you won't pay, then ask Will to pay the bills.
You do realize that it was basically impossible for the two of us to live on Will's salary, right? I once saw Will doing his work, but he was mostly just playing video games. However, if you were to continue your lifestyle like it was before I left, then of course a whole stack of bills are going to be sent to your mailbox, Rose.
But Will said that he was making a lot of money since he started working from home, though. He told me that to my face. We just assumed it was him earning the money. You know, because he gave me clothes, money to go on vacation somewhere as a present. You trying to deceive me isn't going to work, Delilah.
If you think that you're being deceived, Rose, then why don't you ask how much Will makes a year or every month? I'm sure he'll have no problem telling you. But I bet you'll be quite surprised. He'll earn pennies compared to a lot of other people, including myself. He's trying to talk himself up to you and not actually doing much. Did you not think that Will was actually using my money to pay for your clothes and the trips that you've been on? Did that not cross your mind? Were your ancestors thieves or something? Because it seems like all of you think you've got the right to pass other people's money as your own. Did you think that that was Will's money?
What on earth are you talking about, you deceitful woman? How dare you accuse my son of being a thief? He's a good boy that loves his mother. That money that you earned whilst you were under this roof was also rightfully your husband's money as you're married. You're being so ungrateful right now. There shouldn't be any complaints in Will using that money to get me things when I do a lot in this house too. He can use it as he pleases. You need to pay this month's bill since you were technically still living here, and the money is also Will's money too. Don't try and get out of this.
Oh, come on, Rose. Stop saying such stupid things to me. You're smarter than that. That money is mine because I work hard and I've got more control over where it goes. And think about this. Where are the people that funded the lifestyle that you have now since you've kicked them out of the house, huh? Do you really think I'm going to pay for living expenses that I haven't seen a single dollar on? You're crazy for asking me to pay your bills. It's beyond insanity.
If you're really going to act this way, since you're completely against me kicking you out of the house, then come back. I'll open the door for you. Would you be satisfied then? You'll have somewhere to live again, and you wouldn't be on the streets and living off food from the trash cans. Let's get back to normal.
What you're talking about, Rose, that's not the problem here. It's how you've been treating me. I'm so over what you've been doing to me. Look, I need to get back to work. I really don't want to see you because I can't even stand to look at you right now, Rose. There's also no need for me to move back in if I don't want to.
You will listen to me, and you'll listen good, you stupid woman. If you don't, I'm going to go to your mother about this. She'll be so mad at you. She knows how the parents are supposed to be treated, so she'll hear me out. Then you'll have no place to go back to, and we'll have to come back to my house. Why, hello there, Penny. It's been quite a long time since we last messaged each other. There's something that I'd like to tell you about Delilah, so please listen up.
No, it's you, Rose. Hello. Actually, I'm glad that you've gotten in touch with me, actually. There's something that I've also wanted to talk to you about.
Well, okay then. Since you need to discuss something with me, I'll say what I need to say first then. What the heck kind of education do you have, Penny? I've never heard of a wife like Delilah to go against her own mother-in-law. I thought that it was very common for the mother-in-law to be obeyed and listened to. You may have heard from Delilah about what's been going on, But you can't just take her word for this when she's the cause of everything going wrong.
You say these kinds of words, but how much truth is there to it? Have you ever thought about what Delilah has actually done for you at all, Rose? I definitely didn't raise my daughter to be cruel and horrible as you claim her to be, Rose. How can you treat people so poorly?
Well, you would know how I feel if you've been married at least once in your life. Then you could see how important your attitude is towards the in-laws. But oh, how rude I'm being right now. I'm correct in saying that you were divorced from your husband. You poor thing. Of course you don't know what I'm talking about.
You're such a terrible mother-in-law to my daughter, Rose. Your rules in the house make no sense. You need to stop forcing your values onto other people. You've been saying rude comments for quite a while now, Rose. From what I've heard, Delilah has been working really hard out in the real world. And then you turn around and force her to do housework every morning? Is that true, Rose? Why would you do that when she works a lot? If I had known that she was going into a family that had no sense of humility in their bones, I would have said no to her marrying your awful son.
Excuse me? What did you just say? How dare you talk about me and my family like this? You've completely offended me. I should be saying this crap to you.
As you said before, Rose, I'm not married and I raised Delilah all by myself. So when Delilah brought Will to my house and asked to marry her, what did I ask him to do? What was my wish? To take care of my daughter. He's done the polar opposite of that. Him and your family have completely betrayed our trust. He's acting just like how my ex-husband did when he was leaving me. Puts all the blame on me and tells me he does no wrong. It's nothing but crap.
Betrayed your trust? What the heck are you talking about? None of us have done anything wrong here, so you've got the wrong end of the stick.
If you think you don't know what's actually going on, then you're as blind as a bat, Rose. Did you know that Will was having an affair with another woman?
What on earth are you talking about, Penny? I haven't got a clue what you're talking about. Are you accusing my dear son of cheating on your daughter? She's a liar.
I guess you're still being fooled by this, but I plan to mail the divorce papers to you sometime next week. Once that's been signed, he's legally a stranger to Delilah. Then once it's all finalized and set in stone, I don't want you or Will coming anywhere near my daughter ever again. You're to let her be and to stop contacting her.
You can't do that. Where's the evidence that Will was having an affair anyways? Why are you blaming him for? Are you seriously accusing me of a cover-up?
Well, you're so horrible that I wouldn't be surprised if you did something like that. Will was using Delilah's income to fund the woman he was seeing behind her back. There's definitely plenty of evidence that the private investigator found when they were tracking down Will. There are a bunch of photos, so neither of you can get away with this. No matter how many excuses you make for your son, there's no way that he's getting out of this without consequences, and the divorce won't be reversed either.
But you simply can't do this to my family, considering that your daughter was living under our roof. What will happen to our bills? I want her to pay for our living expenses.
Why should she pay for what you spend? That makes no sense at all. She'll never pay any of your family members a single dime ever again. Figure it out yourselves. You're the one that forced her out of the house and to get out of your lives, so that's what she's doing. You've hardly said an apology to us, so why should we help in any way? If you're the ones getting into financial trouble, that's on you, not us. We've got no control of your spending, and if you need help, go and find your own. I don't even get how your son has the guts to do this to my beautiful and caring daughter. She was just trying to help out, and you're all stabbing her in the back. Aside from just complaining about all of you horrible people, please tell Will to fill out the blanks in the divorce papers and submit it to the courthouse as soon as he gets it.
You can't do this. Parents shouldn't be the one communicating this kind of thing when it should be between our children. Why are you dragging me down with my son? This makes no sense at all. I didn't have a clue what he was doing behind Delilah's back. I'm telling you, we're in trouble and we'll need your help. Aren't you going to help people in dire need? How could you be such a person to deny someone of help? I don't understand you people at all.
Well, I don't appreciate you ignoring my daughter for 2 straight years and making her so uncomfortable whenever she came back home from work. She's been nothing but kind to you people, and this is how you repay her? Your son turns around and starts cheating on her and starts using her money to fund his affair. They all take your side in the fight, and your entire family completely ignored her for 2 years. And then you decide it's time to kick her out of the house? If anyone treats people badly, it's you and your horrible son. My daughter didn't deserve this kind of treatment. Luckily, I talked to her and helped her get some things sorted.
She can't just leave us in the lurch like this when she's supposed to sort things out with my son. I'm sure whatever he did was just a misunderstanding. I'm sure he meant no harm. He's a good boy, and I'm sure they can work things out on their own. Once they do that, she can move back in. There'll be no problems like before.
Yeah, I highly doubt that. Things will just go back to the way they were because you're a terrible mother-in-law. Just give Will the divorce papers so we can be done with this. You are not to contact my daughter again, and you're to stay away from us. If you even think about trying to approach us, I'll inform the authorities. You need to think about how you've parented your son. He turned out to be an untrustworthy and horrible man. I guess he must have gotten it from his mother. Good day, Rose.
After that shamble of a situation, Delilah's ex-husband Will was desperately trying to pay her the alimony, but he had no means of paying her back. It's said that he shamelessly went around asking all of his relatives for money just to pay her back. It seemed everyone in his family heard what he did and was not willing to help him out. In the end, the alimony was paid in installments as he couldn't pay it up front in full. Even her father-in-law is still working to help pay her back the money that was owed to her. Of course, Will was dumped by the woman who he was having an affair with. Rose was very frustrated with how things have turned out for her family. It was somewhat her fault, after all. Those sorts of things never work out, and Will spent his days working to pay the alimony he owed to Delilah. As for Delilah, she's doing well at her workplace and even got a promotion. The president of the company introduced her to a new man she's interested in. Hopefully her mother Penny will like the next guy. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.